assisting the chairperson in conducting this AGM. This AGM is being conducted via video conferencing or other visual means in compliance with the Companies Act 2013 and various circular issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and the SEBI. I will start by recording the attendance of the directors, auditor and other company officials who are present in this meeting. Sudhir Mehta sir, Chairman Emeritus, joining from Ahmedabad. Samir Mehta sir, Chairperson, joining from Ahmedabad. Jinal Mehta, Managing Director, joining from Ahmedabad. Varun Mehta sir, Whole-time Director, joining from Ahmedabad. Pankaj Patel sir, Independent Director and Chairperson of the Nomination and Remuneration Committee and Stakeholder Relationship Committee, joining from Ahmedabad. Usha Sangwan, Madam, Independent Director and Chairperson of the Corporate Social Responsibility and Sustainability Committee, joining from Delhi. Kiki Mistry sir, Independent Director, joining from Ahmedabad. Radhika Haribhakti ma'am, Independent Director, joining from Ahmedabad. Ketan Dalal sir, Independent Director and Chairperson of the Audit Committee and Risk Management Committee, joining from Ahmedabad. Priyanshu Gundana, Partner, Pricewaterhouse Chartered Accountant LLP, Chartered Accountant, Statutory Auditors, joining from the Ahmedabad. Mahesh Gupta, Proprietor, MC Gupta and Company, Company Secretary, Secretarial Auditor, joining from the Ahmedabad. Rajesh Parekh, Scrutinizer, joining from Ahmedabad. Saurabh Mashruwala, CFO, who is sitting beside me, joining from Ahmedabad. Integrated Annual Report for Financial Year 2022-23 has been emailed to all the members whose email ID were registered with the company. For those members whose email IDs were not available with the company, Integrated Annual Report was uploaded on website of the company and the stock exchanges. This being virtual AGM, I would like to draw your attention to relevant aspect of the meeting. Members attending the AGM through video conferencing will be counted as present for the purpose of quorum. All members who have joined the meeting are placed on mute mode to avoid any disturbance and to ensure an orderly conduct of the meeting. There will be question and answer session. Kindly note that as intimated in the notice of the AGM, only those members who have previously registered as speaker will be allowed to speak and raise questions. For those purpose, the chairperson will announce the name of the speaker. That speaker will be unmuted by the moderator to allow him or her to speak. Speaker may choose to participate either by audio mode or by audio video mode. Please note that there is a restriction of 5 minutes per speaker to speak to ensure an orderly conduct of the meeting. If a speaker faces connectivity issue, we will invite the next speaker to join. We will give previous speaker an opportunity to speak at last. Members who have not previously registered as speaker are not permitted to speak or raise question. In case they wish to ask question, the same may be sent to the company secretary via email and will be replied within the reasonable time frame. All documents referred to in the notice along with the statutory register maintained by the company as per the Act are available for electronic inspection. I will now brief you on matter relating to the voting on the resolution. As required by the law, the company has provided remote voting facility through CDSL to eligible members. A person who is a member as on the cutoff date, that is August 3rd, 2023, is entitled to vote. Members who have not casted their vote through remote e-voting facility and who are attending this meeting have an additional opportunity to cast their vote by electronic means on all or any of the resolution placed before the meeting. Members may follow the process for e-voting as provided in the notice of the AGM. Member may cast their vote at any time during the course of the meeting until 15 minutes after the close of the meeting. In case any issue regarding the VC facility or voting by electronic means, kindly contact the helpline number as mentioned in the notice of the AGM. The scrutinizer will scrutinize the vote casted at the meeting through remote e-voting. Voting results on the resolution will be announced on the receipt of the consolidated report from the scrutinizer. I now ascertain the quorum for the meeting. Today at the 19th AGM of Torrent Power Limited, requisite quorum is present. I now hand over the meeting to the chairperson.
Thank you, Rahul. A very good morning to everyone. I welcome you all to our 19th shareholders meet. Since valid quorum is present, I now call the meeting to order with a warm welcome once again to all members, my fellow directors, the auditors, and the company officials present today. With the permission of members, I take the notice convening this AGM as read. The auditor's reports on financial statements and sectorial audit report, which are circulated as part of integrated report, do not contain any qualification or adverse remark. With your permission, I also take these reports as read. Dear shareholders, the annual report has been sent to all shareholders via email as per regulatory guidelines. Those shareholders who haven't registered their email IDs may please do so in future. Hope you found the report insightful. Let me now brief you on growth initiatives undertaken during the last year and some recent updates. At our generation business, we commissioned a 115 megawatt wind plant on 15 July 23, which was awarded to us under SECI 5 tranche. We also emerged as one of the successful bidders under SECI 7 tranche to supply 300 megawatt of wind power. The scheduled commissioning date of this project is March 25. We also acquired a 50 megawatt solar plant in June 22. We also initiated our presence in the commercial and industrial segment for supply of renewable power and have so far entered into contracts for development of 165 megawatt AC capacity. These projects provide fixed tariff rates plus limited escalation provisions, thus providing a stream of visible, predictable, and long-term cash flows. With the addition of these projects, our total renewable portfolio, including our construction capacities, has now reached 1947 megawatt. During last year, we've also initiated work on some long-term growth opportunities to fuel our green hydrogen ambitions. We initiated construction of an important pilot project for production of green hydrogen and blending it with natural gas in the CGD network being created by Torrent Gas in Gorakhpur. This is one of the largest private sector green hydrogen blending projects in India. Based on alkaline electrolyzer, the project will blend 2.5% green hydrogen into the CGD network and is expected to be commissioned by March 24. We've also entered into MOU with the government of Maharashtra for development of 3 pump storage hydro projects of 5,700 megawatt capacity, entailing an investment of around 27,000 crores. Similar opportunities are being explored in other states like UP, Gujarat, MP, and Rajasthan. We've initiated the process of obtaining the requisite approvals and have initiated efforts to lock in the capacities under long-term PPAs. On the distribution business, I'm happy to inform that we've been granted a parallel distribution license for distribution and supply of electricity in Mandal Becharaji Special Investment Region, which is for a period of 25 years. MBSIR is a part of Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor and is being developed as an automobile hub. Gujarat Wijj Company is the incumbent licensee and will continue to remain a licensee, and consumers will have an option to choose one of the licensees. However, currently the matter is sub judice due to appeals filed by GUVNL. Overall, the company performed well despite multiple challenges during the last year. Earnings before interest, depreciation, tax, and exceptional items increased by 34% to reach 5,141 crore, and the total comprehensive income rose by 56% to reach rupees 2,171 crores as compared to rupees 1,389 crore in the previous year. Major factors that contributed to improvement of income are contribution from newly acquired businesses, which is the distribution business in Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu, and 281 megawatt of renewable capacities. Another important factor was lower distribution loss at both licensed and franchise businesses, increased ROE on account of new capex at licensed business, and higher sales volume at franchise business. Our gas-based generation faced a lack of demand on account of higher gas prices. However, such loss of contribution was partially offset by sale of RLNG. Finance costs during the year increased mainly on account of new borrowings. We continue to maintain a healthy debt profile during the year with net debt to EBITDA ratio of 1.9 and debt to equity ratio of 0.9 through diligent debt management while maintaining a strong foundation for sustained growth. This is also reflected in ratings assigned by leading rating agencies, CRISIL and India Rating, which have assigned long-term rating of AA plus and short-term rating of A1 plus. These ratings are currently the best in the private sector, which help us to keep our borrowing costs competitive. Considering the profits and interest of our shareholders, a total dividend of rupees 26 per share has been declared for 23. This represents 58% of our total income for the year as against our stated dividend policy of 40%. The incremental dividend essentially reflects the higher earning, which was of one-off nature that we had during the year on account of RLNG income. I shall now take you how the key operating drivers of our business performed during the year. In our licensed business, this was the first year of operations at the newly acquired distribution area of Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Diu and Daman, where we served 1.57 lakh customers and supplied 10 billion units of power. Despite being the first year of operations, we were able to limit the distribution losses to 1.59% against a normative level of 3.35%. The licensed distribution business, comprising of Ahmedabad, Gandhinagar, Surat, and Dahej SEZ, witnessed overall sales growth of 8.5% over the previous year. Such an increase in sales was primarily driven by higher demand from industrial and commercial consumers due to boost in economic activities, along with high demand from residential consumers due to prolonged summer. Overall, the distribution levels were at 3.4%, one of the best globally. Further, such loss levels are well below the normative level as well as lower than previous year. This year also, Gujarat Electricity Regulatory Commission did not allow any tariff hike for the year 23-24, but the base FPPA has been increased by 69 paisa for Ahmedabad and Surat distribution and 63 paisa for the Dahej area. Profits of licensed distribution business are not directly affected by the tariff order, as the regulations prescribe a 14% post-tax return on equity. However, the tariff order results in creation of cash flow mismatch based on annual cost incurred, which is settled through quarterly FPPA and true-up mechanism in subsequent quarters. Coming to franchise distributions, sales grew by 14.4% as compared to the previous year due to higher demand from industrial as well as residential consumers. Our focus continued on reducing losses through various loss reduction initiatives, including network improvement and vigilance activities. It's a great pride to us that we have achieved 10% AT&C loss at both Bhiwandi and Agra as compared to 11.8% last year and nearly 58% at the time of takeover. This is a remarkable achievement considering that Bhiwandi and Agra are some of the most difficult geographies to reduce AT&C losses. At our third franchise area of Sheel, Mumra and Kalwa, we were able to significantly reduce the loss by 7% to reach 33.5%. Coming to the thermal generation, our coal-based generation plant achieved a higher PLF of 88% as compared to 77% last year, which was due to high demand. Despite the countrywide shortage of coal, MGen managed to get allocated domestic coal as per fuel supply agreement, keeping variable costs under control. On the other hand, PLF of our gas-based plants were significantly affected due to elevated gas prices owing to Russia-Ukraine conflict and other factors. Historically, the prices for LNG have been in the range of $5.5 to $10 MMBTU and trading in tandem with crude price. However, since second half of calendar year 21, LNG prices have overshot crude price parity, and during calendar year 22, the prices were $32 per MMBTU. Despite the volatile gas prices caused by geopolitical conflicts, our gas-based plants managed to sell our LNG with successful integration of various renewable assets acquired during last year. Our operational renewable capacity was at 263 megawatt of solar and 805 megawatt of wind power at the end of the year. PLF at wind power plants was lower by 2.8% as compared to last year, mainly due to lower wind speed. Solar PLF increased to 18.7% against 16.8%, mainly due to higher irradiation. Community initiatives have remained close to our hearts, guided by the philosophy of our founder, late Shri UN Mehta. As he always said, think of others when you think about yourself. During the year, we spent 54 crores in community development initiatives in the areas of healthcare, education, and social well-being. In healthcare, we've continued expanding our flagship CSR program, which is REACH, addressing the issue of malnutrition amongst children, particularly in rural areas. We now cumulatively support more than 1,200 villages and plan to expand to nearby 1,600 villages in the current year. Our commitment to providing comprehensive critical care to children is exemplified by a recent strategic shift towards focusing on surgeries at the UNM Children Hospital. 780 plus surgeries were conducted during last year, and of these, 50% were life-saving surgeries. Under an allied initiative, we also counsel and empower adolescent girls by addressing taboos associated with catamenial hygiene and have covered more than 35,000 girls, providing environmentally friendly sanitary napkins. Under Shiksha Setu, a teaching and learning program, we work to improve the learning levels of children in government and trust-sponsored schools and have seen encouraging results. Pratiti, which is our social well-being initiative, under this, we have redeveloped 9 major public parks and 3 more are under development in the city of Ahmedabad and Surat. Each of this and other community development initiatives are elaborately explained in the chapter of social capital of the integrated report. Going forward, our focus areas of growth shall remain renewable energy, where we will strive to participate across areas such as utility scale solar, wind, hybrid, pump storage hydro projects, green hydrogen projects, and also supplying RE power to C&I customers. For this, we'll work on both greenfield as well as brownfield opportunities. Transmission and distribution, where we'll continue to evaluate new opportunities in form of privatization or franchising of existing areas. We remain committed to creating value for our stakeholders through prudent financial planning and investment decisions. To conclude, I would like to thank all of you, our shareholders, for your continued trust and support in our journey. I am also grateful to the central and state governments, our lenders, suppliers, and customers for their consistent and resolute support. I also take this opportunity to thank our dedicated employees and express my deep appreciation for their contribution and collective efforts in achieving the organizational goals. I also thank all my colleagues on the board for their support and encouragement. I once again thank you all for your valuable time and attention. Thank you once again. We'll now move to the business items mentioned in the notice before the meeting. Ordinary business items are adoption of standalone financial statements, also consolidated financial statements, confirmation of interim dividend, and declaration of final dividend. Special business items are commission to non-executive directors, ratification of remuneration of cost auditors, enhancement of borrowing limits, creation of charges, issuance of non-convertible debentures on a private placement basis. One particular item of ordinary business and all the items of special business are explained in detail in the explanatory statement. At this stage, I declare myself to be considered as being interested in the following item. Reappointment of Jinal Mehta as a director, retiring by rotation. And therefore, with the permission of members, I now request Pankaj Bhai to preside as chairperson for this item. Over to you, Pankaj Bhai.
Thank you, Samir Bhai. I now place the following business mentioned in the notice before the meeting. Item number 4, reappointment of Mr. Jinal Mehta as a director. This is explained in detail in the extraordinary statement attached to the notice of the meeting. I now hand over the meeting to Samir Bhai.
Thank you, Pankaj Bhai. We'll now proceed to the question and answer session. I'll state name of the member who is registered as a speaker, and thereafter the speaker will be unmuted and to enable him or her to speak. I now request the moderator to unmute the speaker after I speak out the name. The first speaker is Mr. Manoj Gupta.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, respected Chairman, Board of Directors, fellow shareholders. My name is Manoj Kumar Gupta. I am equity shareholder of Torrent Power. First of all, I congratulate you and your entire team and employees and expertise for the good result of the company for the 22-23, in spite of several challenges in the domestic and the international level. Sir, I have gone through your speech and I find that you have changed the shape and condition of the company which you have acquired and which you have got for the franchise. And I thank to the company secretary and this team for help us to join this meeting, especially Mr. Rishi, who has called me 2 or 3 times after got my request as speaker. Sir, now I come to the accounts. Sir, thanks for your dividend, for excellent dividend. As a power company, you are distributing a good dividend. Sir, coal prices has gone up. So how you face that challenge? In the heat wave and during the summer season, there was a shortage of coal, and the government has cancelled the several passenger train and start the special trains to supply the coal to the power companies. So how you have faced that time at that time shortage of coal? Solar you have already covered. Sir, more states will go to privatize or franchise district-wise for distribution network. So how you are ready? In Haryana, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, the states are give the district-wise private franchisee for distribution. So when they come, or sir, any plan to demerge the distribution and generation system separately to know that how much we are generating and how much we are distributing. So like other companies. And sir, your T&D loss has come down. And sir, how you face the challenge of booking in UP and Rajasthan? UP, Rajasthan, Haryana is famous for hooking. रात को वो लोग जो ना हुक लगाते हैं, एसी, फ्रिज, टीवी, कूलर सब चलाते हैं, सुबह हुकिंग बंद करके नॉर्मल चलाते हैं. आपने अभी बताया आगरा में 58% टीएनडी लॉस था, उसको आप 10% लाए. Agra Jaisi. So how you face such type of challenges? And sir, your market cap is 33,000 crore approximately. Have you any plan to split the shares to increase the liquidity and market capitalization? Your share price is very low as compared to your balance sheet and your assets and your distribution and franchising license. And the regulatory commission problem in every state where the regulatory is not do not allow any, like I reside in Calcutta, CSC is also facing problem. And but this is the problem of honorable judge do not allow to increase, because the power is a political in the business. If you will increase single penny, the entire opposition will cry in the interest of the pupils, and they unite to fight against the power company. So what's your view in this? And sir, how you will arrange the fund for future project of rupees 20,000 crore rupees? Just now you have mentioned that you have to expend 20,000 crore rupees investment for hydro and other businesses. So how you will arrange that fund, sir? And I thanks to you for your CSR project of 54 crore rupees. And sir, we are a great admirer of Torrent brand because we also run three hospitals in Calcutta, charitable hospitals, and your Torrent brand is very popular. So kindly bring some more IPOs on the name of Torrent, sir, because your brand and your family is very popular in the country. And last but least, I strongly support your all motions with the hope that company will more go up and touch the new heights under your leadership with the help of all executives and employees. And thanks to your secretary department. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Gupta. I would respond to all the questions at the end. So I'll now move to the next speaker, which is Mr. Nilesh Mahadevia. Mr. Mahadevia, are you there?
Yeah, I have already unmuted. I will now unmute my video. Yes.
Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Respected Chairman, distinguished Board of Directors, all the promoters of family members of Mehtas, and all the members of the management committee, and all the members attending this meeting. Sir, my congratulations for achieving excellent result during the year under consideration, and that working has been very well reflected in the annual report submitted to the shareholders. It not only provides details according to law, but you have provided much greater details which are of excellent use to the investors. Sir, our finance manager and Rishi Shah and investor relation manager was good enough to contact me a number of times to inquire about my queries, and he has answered a number of questions like ISO 50,000, pricing policy of public utility concern, etc., etc. And therefore, I will now put some questions with a view to increase my understanding and appreciation about the working of the company. Sir, my first question is that on the one hand, government and every other people concerned are emphasizing on renewable resources or renewable energy sources. On the other hand, critical thermal power stations are also being put up simultaneously. Sir, may I know how do you foresee the switchover or transformation from thermal power to the renewable energy in the country? Sir, my next question is that you have given an excellent integrated report giving details of all the capitals of our company. However, sir, you have given result at the end of the year, that what is the position of our capitals on 31st March 23. Sir, my suggestion is that you should give the situation in the beginning of the year, 1st April 22, and at the end, what we have created during the year. So that will give us an idea about how we have created capitals during the year under consideration. For example, for digital payments, you have given at the end of the year as about 74%. What we would have liked, that what was the situation at the beginning of the year? Sir, my next question is regarding the debt equity ratio, which is excellent as far as our working is concerned, which is about 92%. Sir, what I would like to know is that when large capital investments are made for different projects, up to what debt equity we will be willing to extend. I understand from your speech that at present it is 1.92. So up to what extent you will be comfortable in increasing this ratio? Sir, my next question is that we are giving data about how much megawatt capacity we are having under various heads, including renewable energies. However, what we are interested in knowing is that what are the number of units that we are producing under each category of power generation. As it is not comparable otherwise. So, sir, if you can throw some light on that particular aspect, that how we should estimate the installed capacity of, say, wind power or our other renewables, and what is our actual result. You have given some data during your speech, but if it can be standardized, it will be of great help. Sir, my next question and rather a suggestion is that we should give abbreviations and glossary in our report, which will enable us to understand report in a much better way. Sir, my next and the last question is regarding the excellent CSR work which is being done by us, and we have spent about 54 crores of rupees for this purpose, and you have given the data how this has benefited directly to the society. Sir, what I would like to know is, and I am aware of it, that this has a ripple effect. It has a multiplier effect on the society. So 52 crore of rupees spent by the company may give benefit to the society by a large multiple. Sir, my request and suggestion is that we should try to give this information, which is now being assessed by independent assessment authorities. That will give a complete picture of benefit to the society from the CSR work which is being done by us. Sir, with this, I wish our organization greater and greater successes in the times to come, which has almost become a way of life as far as our country is concerned. Sir, namaste to all of you.
Thank you, Shailesh bhai. I would now request Mr. Besania, Aspi Besania, to speak up, please.
See me?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
And see me also?
Yes, please.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Sir, I'm Aspi from Bombay. Thanks for giving me an opportunity to talk. So you've done very well, for which I congratulate you for excellent results, considering the constraints in the economy. So I wanted to know when this universal access system is likely to be implemented in India. So it's pending for a long time and it's very much in favor of the public, because the public can decide whom to go approach for power. And that will have a very bad effect on Adani in Bombay, especially because so far he's been charging too much to the public. So, and secondly, how do you propose to face the slot of Adani, because if he's looking for any company, please let him have it. Others will be CBI or somebody's raid on your company. So just let him have whatever he wants. Thank you very much and all the best for the future.
Thank you, Mr. Besania. I would now request Mr. Gaurav Rosatka to speak up, please. Are you there, Mr. Rosatka? Probably Mr. Rosatka has not been able to join, so we'll move to the next one, which is Mr. Anil Parekh. Can you speak up, please, Mr. Parekh? Mr. Parekh, are you there, Mr. Parekh?
Mr. Anil, you are being unmuted. Please speak.
Hello,
Yes, Mr. Parekh.
Chairman sir, are you able to hear me?
Yes, we can all hear you.
Okay. Chairman sir, first of all, I would like to thank you for allowing me to speak at this forum. Secondly, I hope you and your team is doing well at your respective end. Thirdly, sir, this is now high time to have a physical meeting since we are not able to meet you and greet you for whatever best you have done for the company and shareholders. So kindly see to it that there will be a physical meeting of shareholders next year. Now, sir, I would like to thank our CS team, Rahul Shah and Rishi Shah in particular, GM Finance. They were very kind and always ready to help us. And they have personally called 3-4 times. So excellent CS team. Also, I would like to extend my gratitude to CS team for presenting excellent balance sheet for the year 2022-23 with every minute details are in place. So one may not have many questions. Now, sir, considering this year's performance, excellent and robust performance as far as our company is concerned, I would not speak in detail uh, of financials. However, some some points I would like to speak from here. Our debt to equity is 0.92%. Excellent, sir. And you have rewarded shareholders of dividend 26 rupees, total 58% of distributable profit out of your dividend policy of 40% distribution. Great, what you call a gesture from your side for the shareholder, and continue to reward shareholders in future also. That would I expect. Chairman sir, these robust performances will continue in future also, considering the fact that you have two young soldiers from your family, Jinal Mehta and Varun Mehta, and I hope they will continue your legacy in future also. Chairman sir, now some questions. Sir, upcoming projects, which is highlighted on page number 6, what is the capital outlay for all these projects? I would like to know. And what is the as far as situation of MBSIR in Uttar Gujarat Wej Company Limited, wherein we have been given 25 years distribution license and matter is sub judice. So, what is likely to come out? I would like to know. Also, sir, our capital outlay for the different projects, green projects, hydrogen projects, what do you foresee hydrogen as a fuel in future? Next question is, sir, uh, we have quite a few license distribution and franchise distribution. How much more you are going to add in this list? I would like to know. Sir, about our power generation, I'm really pleased to understand that only 12% of our total plants use coal. So that is very expensive, and 88% of our power generation is by natural gas. That's very good, sir. That saves our considerable amount. Sharvin sir, there are many more questions are there, but I would restrict myself saying that our uh, company is doing excellently well, and I see great future of this company, and I would like to stay with you in future also. Uh, Thank you for patient hearing, and I support all the resolutions today proposed. Thank you once again to CST. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Parekh. I would now request the next speaker, which is Yashashvi Kothari.
Sir, Mr. Yashashvi is not present in the meeting.
Okay. We would move to the next speaker, which is Tejas Shah.
Mr. Tejas, you has been unmuted. Please speak.
Are you there, Mr. Tejas?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Sir?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Respected Chairman Sri Samir Bhai and Managing Director Jinal Bhai and all fellow board members, thank you for kindly send me the link to join the AGM and also for send me the hard copy of annual report and subsidiaries balance. On behalf of all the shareholders, I am delighted to extend a warm welcome to our new esteemed board member Varun Mehta. We are excited about his valuable insights shaping the company's future growth. Sir, annual report is very colorful, attractive, and fully informative. Integrated report clearly describes its overall value to both shareholders and society. Sir, you successfully built long-term relationships with shareholders and create our wealth also. Our value creation model is excellent and unique. For our human capital, we done activities like national event celebrations, cultural diversity celebrations, Khel Mahotsav, Founders Day celebration, Yoga Day, talent programs, Women's Day celebration, maternity benefits, crash facilities, and health and safety programs. We serve to our society in unique ways like doorstep service for senior citizens and differently able customers called Torrent Power Apda Dware. In our CSR activities, we spent 54 crore towards community development by the inspiration of our founder, Sri UN Mehta. Under Reach, Reach to Each Child program, we serve 1,24,000 plus children, 35,000 plus girls are being provided health and hygiene kit, 780 plus surgeries of which 50% were life-saving surgeries, 4 lakh per plus OPDs, 15,000 plus students benefited under Shiksha Se. All these activities are admirable examples for companies' responsibilities towards society. Sir, this year we witnessed a commendable upswing in our financial performance. Our revenue up by 80%, EBITDA up by 35%, total comprehensive income up by 371%, EPS increased by 35 rupees, return on capital employed 18.22 is best amongst all players in power sector. Our debt to equity is 0.92 and net debt to EBITDA is 1.97 are also best amongst all the players in the power sector. We achieved this result although volatility in LNG prices on account of Russia-Ukraine war. These
So,
all
so
achievements.
sorry to interrupt Tejas bhai, but any questions would you want to ask?
Sir, can you please allow to say what I want to say?
Sure.
Thank you, sir. These all achievements is possible in the leadership of our young and dynamic MD Jinal Bhai. His strategic vision, commitment to excellence, and dedication to innovation have been instrumental in shaping Torrent Power's journey. Sir, as a responsible corporate, we understand the importance of renewable energy in the fight against climate change. With a remarkable capacity of 1,804 megawatt in the renewable portfolio, we are actively contributing to a greener future. Our responsible actions like decrease in GHG emission intensity, efficient water consumption, increase rainwater harvesting, zero waste diverted to landfills, increase in waste recycle and reuse, and more carbon offsetting strategies were excellent and praiseworthy. Lastly, sir, I want to know next 3 years growth plans and is there any plan to acquisition or merger demerger in pipeline in near future? Thank you for giving me opportunity to speak and all the best for greater future.
Thank you, Mr. Tejas Shah. We'll now move to Mr. Yusuf Rangwala. Yusuf bhai?
Mr. Yusuf is not present, sir.
Okay. The next speaker is Mr. Himanshu Upadhyay.
Mr. Himanshu is also not available in the meeting, sir.
Okay. I think there are no more speakers now. Is that right, Rahul?
Sir, Gaurav Rosatkar has joined. So, we'll
Sure. Mr. Rosatkar, can you speak up, please? Are you there, Mr. Rosatkar?
Mr. Goro, you are being unmuted. Please speak. Mr. Goro?
Maybe some connectivity issue, I guess, Rahul. So I'll move on with response to the questions so far, and we'll come back if Gaurav is back online. So, starting with Mr. Manoj Gupta, some of the questions were relating to how did we manage the coal situation. As I explained in my brief statement, that we have a fuel supply agreement, and given the scarcity, was a challenging time to ensure that the under agreement supply is constantly made available. Our team worked with I mean, they have a long-term relationship with all those people who matter at the Coal India, and so that helped a lot, I think, during that period. There was another reference or a question that are we going to demerge the distribution business? There is no plan at this time to consider a demerger of distribution business, but as we move forward over time, such possibilities will be considered by the board. Are we going to split the shares? Again, the board will consider at an appropriate time. TND loss by Mr. Gupta and also by probably Mr. Mahadevia, there were these questions that how in the difficult terrain of particularly Agra and places like Bhiwandi, how have we been able to achieve low reduction in losses? Again, I think it's a great teamwork done over the years by our people. Many of them had a tough time dealing with difficult customers, but they have consistently been at it, and that is what has been the most important factor, which has brought the results that we are seeing over time. I mean, most of the areas that we acquired had a very high loss, and now over this period, it's most of it has gone down to less than 10%, and eventually will settle around nearer to our own losses in the newly created areas that we've seen. How are we going to finance the new opportunities? As again talked and referred in my speech earlier, that our debt equity ratio is reasonable. One of the question by again, I think by Mr. Madhavia was that what is the debt equity ratio that we feel comfortable with? I think while we are at 1 is less than 1, any debt equity going up to around 2.3 is not a concern. That is one major avenue. Our EBITDA has been in the range of more than 5,000 crores, and which will keep growing over the years. So that is the other major avenue which it will provide to fuel the future investment, and at a more appropriate time, as and when relevant, additional capital, if required, will be raised depending on how the projects progress. The one particular large capex investment referred of 27,000 mega crores is expected to happen over 6 to 7 years. So there is adequate time to plan out the financial outlay matching up to the progress of the project. I'll cover up some of the rest of the questions that Mr. Madhavia had. Thermal to renewable transition. So our disposition and our position has been clear that no more investment into greenfield or the new thermal capacity. And so over last some time, as you've seen, all our investment is into the renewable capacity, either creating new capacity or acquiring existing capacity. Given the situation that the transition to renewable is not going to be overnight, and the cost competitiveness of the new initiatives like pump storage and battery storage and all will take its own time, thermal will have a role to play in the process of transition. And that's how selectively we are not ruling out looking at any existing asset if that makes any sense, commercial sense for us. But other than that, we are not on the path of creating new asset in the thermal space. There were few suggestions relating to how the quality of report can be further improved, like how the capital has been created over the year, and those suggestions will be looked into by Rahul and Rishi and team. CSR multiplier impact. So there is a ministry guideline also which requires us to do an impact assessment study after either when the project is over or after a certain period. And so that study would be undertaken with the guidance of the board and presented to shareholder as and when that's ready. Mr. Besania had asked that how would the universal access pan out? So, as you are aware that the new Electricity Act amendment has been tabled before the parliamentary committee, which is looking into the issues. There's a stakeholder consultation process which is going on. Depending on the outcome of that, we are definitely looking forward to that act becoming a reality, which would grant universal access over time to all the consumers across India. We've been ourselves pursuing opportunities in that space as second licensee. The Dahej SEZ was one. As I said, Becharaji investment region is another. We also applied for second licenses in Pune and that area in Maharashtra. So we definitely are keenly awaiting for this development to unfold. Competition obviously is significant in the space, but there's also a very large opportunity. So, like 500 gigawatt of renewable capacity is what is required over time. And equally, all the distribution privatization which would happen. So it's a very large opportunity which would allow enough space for multiple players. So we do not foresee any major issue on being able to pursue the opportunities that we believe is fitting into our criteria and priority. Physical meeting, I think that was the question by Mr. Parekh. So board will consider it for next year as we. There's been also another view that a lot more people are able to participate with virtual meeting, but maybe a hybrid model can happen next year. So at an appropriate time, that view will be taken. What else? Tejas Bhai asked what are the growth plans. So I think those have been adequately elaborated in both the annual report as well as in my speech. That's it. So with that, Mr. Gaurav, are you back or are you still not there? Rahul, if Gaurav has not been able to join, can we move on then with the further agenda?
Yes, sir.
It's possible that some of the members wish to ask questions but fail to register in advance or were unable to join. I would request such members to send their queries to Company Secretary via email. We'll ensure that all such questions are answered within a reasonable time. There being no other business, I now conclude the meeting. I thank all members and my co-directors for attending and participating in the AGM through video conferencing. I wish and pray for safety and well-being of you and your family. Thank you so much.